I'll take on all the university professors in the world at the same time if I get half the time, one topic at a time, no interrupting, no cursing. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. I'm sure not the smartest guy in the world, but I want to establish your faith. If I don't know, I'll try to find out. My mom kept a baby book on her 4 kids. I was number 3. In my little baby book had pictures and all the stuff like moms do, you know. She had a page. What's the first sentence he ever said? My mom wrote down, Kent's first sentence in life was, I don't know. That's in there. Still a lot of things I don't know, but hey, I got more now than I know more now than I did.
Yeah, so I'd like you to explain why there's telomeres on the, there's 2 telomeres in the center of our chromosome 2. When telomeres are on the outside, they show the endpoints of that chromosome. So why are there telomeres in the center, telomere fragments in the center, and why is there a second centromere fragment in the lower half of chromosome 2 for humans?
Oh, well, do you understand how complex one chromosome is?
Sure.
And you think it happened by chance?
What do you mean chance? I don't understand. No, I don't think it happened by chance.
I know you don't understand. Did anybody design the chromosome, or did all the chromosomes, all those molecules?
So, yeah, I'll just explain it to you because you don't seem to understand that evolution isn't chance. So, evolution, basically, mutations will happen, and in this case, what we believe is that fusion happened between. That's the only possible explanation why the telomeres are in the center and the centromere has the chromosome has a second centromere, is because if that fused and it was a benefit, it's not chance. Like it's like saying chance is when you roll dice, take away the lowest, and then it's chance that you got a high number. That isn't true, because when you're selecting for things, it isn't chance. So I'll just correct you on that because it's completely erroneous to say that.
Okay. The chromosome itself, to start with, before there were any changes to it, one chromosome is more complex than the space shuttle. And do you believe nobody designed any of the chromosomes in the world? All of them?
Yep. So that's called an argument from incredulity. Just because you're incredulous that it happened naturally doesn't mean that it didn't. That's just sort of you making a fallacy to say, hey, I don't believe it. I don't care if you believe it. That's what science has predicted and came up with, because that's what we do. That's what humans do. We use methodological naturalism to come up with the things that we put forward, and evolution is a proper scientific theory that's been demonstrated many times.
Well, that's what I've been asking for years. What evidence would link anybody to believe that a single chromosome, for example, could form itself without a designer? Could a computer code like Microsoft PowerPoint, could that form itself by random collection of dots and dashes and zeros and ones? No, it's obviously got a designer.
Yeah, if you had a process for generating random segments of code, like just random stuff, and you take out everything that is not computer code, eventually you would have computer code. Just over a long enough time, just by sheer selection process. But where you are failing is that computer code, in the way that evolution happens, it doesn't select, right? We write it, and that's where you're making a really bad conflation of things. But if you do select for something, if you had random elements and you took out everything that wasn't computer code and kept everything that was computer code, you would come up with code eventually. And that's where you're going wrong. Okay.
Mark, who is doing the taking out? And who knows which is computer code and which isn't? If it's just random zeros and ones, who does the taking out?
It's the environment for evolution. It's basically whatever helps the organism survive and procreate, thus keeping the genetic sequence going, is the thing that is selecting, while all of the bad code, the stuff that doesn't make sense in your weird analogy here, that's basically dying. So their code doesn't keep going. And that's I mean, I know you know this, Mr. Hovind. You're told this like many, many times. So I know you know this.
Well, I understand that the chromosome of just one chromosome is more complex than Microsoft PowerPoint, which is how many million lines of code.
Yeah, you said that already.
Okay, you really believe you want to know how chromosome 2 got fused? You better back up, way back up. That one chromosome is more complex than Microsoft PowerPoint code, which has millions of lines of code. So
yeah, just because you're incredulous doesn't mean it's not happening, Mr. Hovind.
And just because you believe it happened doesn't mean it happened either.
No, the chromosome 2 fusion shows that. That's what I'm saying. Like we have a system, like we understand that chromosomes have telomeres on the outside and centromeres on the inside. Do you understand that?
I do.
Like in the center.
Right, but listen.
Well, then you understand that. So why, I'll go back to the question that you strenuously avoided asking. Why does the human chromosome 2 have telomeres in the center, of fragments of telomeres in the center, and a fragment of centromere in the second half of the chromosome? Why is that?
Well, there's a long article about that on icr.org if you want
to get. What's it called?
Well, I don't have my slide. I don't have the slides ready for that. So, okay,
but Creation Ministries.
ICR is a creation ministry. They teach real science there. Okay, instead of the dumb evolution. They don't teach we all came from a rock, which came from a dot exploding. Now, if you wish to believe,
that's a straw man. That's a straw man, Mr. Hovind.
Okay. No, it's a fact. It's a fact. Anybody who believes a rock needs some serious help.
It's a straw man. Come on, Ken, stop making the straw men. It's not what people think. Just stop it.
It's perfectly fine. Now, chromosome. My point
is really not.
The chromosomes individually are so complex. There is no possibility they would happen with billions and trillions of years. Your answer, which you gave, was add more time.
Stop changing the subject. Stop changing the subject, one subject at a time. No. One subject at a time. Let's keep it fair. So we were talking about the centromeres and telomeres in chromosome 2 of humans. So instead of going back saying, oh, where did this? No, stick to the topic. Why is there, again, you didn't answer the question, why is there telomeres in the center of chromosome 2 for humans and a centromere in the lower second half, right? And in apes, 2A and 2B are all are two different ones with telomeres on either end and a centromere in the middle. Why is that?
I don't know right now. I will find out, and we'll do a debate on that if you like. Okay? But if it is true, if it's true that these chromosomes and apes and humans have these telomeres, as you mentioned, the only way that can happen is by evolution? Could it be designed? Maybe there's a function like the ERVs. They're finding out, wow, they do have a function. Wow, they used to teach vestigial structures. Oh, wow, they do have a function. So you don't know that I will find out more. I wrote myself a note, and I will be ready next time. I'll get slides together. But I read a big article about that years ago on icr.org, a creationist YouTube website. Yes, they got great. So does Answers in Genesis. Have a long article.
So you don't know. So you don't know. So you've dedicated your entire life to refuting evolution, and you just don't know.
Do you know what color the gear shift knob is on my Honda? I bet there's a lot of things you don't know either, Mark. Come on.
I bet it's a pretty pink. I think it's a pretty pink. I really do. That's what I think. I think it's a pretty pink. Yeah, so that's just silly because we're talking about, like, I am not claiming to be knowledgeable about your gear shift. I mean, I hate the day that I am.
We have been praying night and day that we could help you. I pray all the time, and I work hard to find questions that the atheists are using on the Christians to make them doubt the Bible, to doubt the creation story. Well, let's answer it. The guy the other night was saying, what about chromosome 2? Okay, so I was up for 2 hours last night from 2 to 4 in the morning researching chromosome 2. I'm ready next time. Bring it on, buddy. Okay, that's not evidence for evolution. It's evidence of design. Bring your next problem, okay? Every time they come with one, if I don't know, I take a bunch of notes while I'm doing the debate, things they brought up. Wow. What questions do I need to add to my seminar? 50,000 slides, okay? And I'm going to go to 10 million if I have to. I want to establish your faith. The Bible's true. And when you get all your questions answered, hopefully you're going to say, wow, the Bible's true. An X is a has-been and a spurt is a drip under pressure.